I actually had a job installing solar panels out of Berkeley, California. And at the time I was a little listless, I was young, I think I was 21 years old, and I was kind of looking for something different, something new. Barely by the skin of my teeth getting a job on this schooner out of Port Townsend, Washington, called the Schooner Adventurous. And really made my way into rigging through just wanting to become a more competent sailor. So a few years later, I ended up getting a rigging apprenticeship, and then really fell in love with the trades aspect of sailing. So through sailing, I got into boat building and rigging, eventually going to the Arquez School of Traditional Boat Building. Whenever I am rigging a vessel that's actively sailing or building a new rig and then go sailing, I kind of tap back into that original trajectory. It's empowering. It just feels deeply empowering. When you're up rigging and you're using the equipment that is on the vessel, everything is in harmony. You're using the vessel as it is designed to be made, as it is designed to be used. So there's a teleological function. You're fulfilling its role actively through uprig and downrig. It's just deeply satisfying. And the same thing goes for then, sailing a vessel that you just rigged. It's all a part of it, because the rigger is also responsible for making the small adjustments and tweaks that, are going to make a vessel more safe or more functional or more efficient. We have almost like a kind of ad hoc community here. It's like we don't live together, but occasionally I almost feel like a monk in like a monastery or something with my brothers and sisters. I feel like we're all here so often, even when, it's the weekend, even when it's, after hours. We're working on projects in here, or we're working on our boats here, or we're at an event here, and there's a community that forms. So especially, not just amongst the shipwrights, but especially amongst the shipwrights, I feel like we have a bond. We work together, we're in solidarity with one another. That's my favorite thing about working here. So you cannot get into wooden boat building without being confronted by the heritage, the history, the traditions. It's very engaging. One day you're doing something that's just so utility-based, or just hucking pieces of wood through the yard, like a mule. The next day you're working through the nitty-gritty of a design element in the vessel. The next day you're reading about the history of the vessel and becoming accustomed to that context. So everything for me is equally as important, because if you took one out of the picture, it wouldn't be substantial enough for me to engage my attention. And we are educators here. We all have to engage with the history and the culture. And when we can fulfill that basic excessive drive of everyone who's interested in learning, seemingly excessive drive, when we can fulfill that for them, I think for a lot of us, and certainly for me, it's extremely satisfying. Because we, as craftspeople, have that exact same desire. Growing up in Baltimore, I think I took for granted some of the sort of idiomatic aspect of our state, some of the very rich and very particular qualities of its origin and of its story. And after being gone for about 10 years and coming back, I find it very mysterious and captivating story to engage with. The colonial story of Maryland, specifically its religious context, its geopolitical context, and then also its constant need to engage with this really intricate water system that we have, the Chesapeake Bay.